Hey everyone, I'm Rashida Jasdanwala. So we are here to discuss the England-India Test series that is scheduled to take place in England between the 4th of August and the 14th of September. India will be playing at these five locations in England, which is Trent Bridge, Lords, Headingley, Oval, and Old Trafford. So here we have Naman today, who is a cricket analyst and enthusiast. Naman likes to analyze the numbers. He likes to know the stats during, before, and after the game. So thank you, Naman, for being here. We're hoping to get some keen insights to the new series that is going to be taking place between India and England.
Hi, Ashida, and thank you for inviting me. Looking forward to discuss on the marquee series that is about to start.
Yeah, because I guess the last time when India and England played, it was at the beginning of this year in Feb, where they played in India. I think this was in Chennai, Ahmedabad, and Pune. And that's when India clinched the series with a 3-1 win. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what is in store for India and England when they have to go, because also when India has toured England in the past, since like 2011, they have had 14 matches in which they have won two series, lost 11, and there's been one draw. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what's in store for India. So, Naman, what do you feel about the squads that are there on both sides of India and England?
Yeah, so in this pandemic-stricken world, we have seen that squads of for all cricket tours have to be extended, like bigger than normal squads. Generally, we see squads of around 15 to 16, or maybe even say 17 or 18 when teams go abroad. But this time around, there are, I think, initially there were 24 players sent to England, which have, I think, there have been some injuries, so the numbers must have changed. But yeah, so the squad is a big one, and in terms of quality, obviously the squad is capable of pulling off a proper series victory in England this time. As far as England squad is concerned, there are a lot of issues and a lot of holes in that squad, I feel, because more so with the news that Ben Stokes won't be taking part to give himself a break. That will have opened up a lot of holes in that squad, and it will be interesting to see how England manage to pipe over those holes and come up with a balanced playing 11.
Yes, so because Stokes is not going to be there, he will be replaced by Craig Overton. Yeah, he will be replaced by Craig Overton. So of course there will be a lack of, let's say, talent a little bit here and there, because Stokes is one of the finest all-rounders in the world, if you have to say, not only in the England squad. So not having Stokes will definitely have an impact to the England side. But yeah, going back to the Indian squad, we have Mayank Agarwal and we have Shubman Gill who are injured. So we'll have to leave them aside, and they were the potential openers for India. So, Naman, in this case, what do you feel? Who will be opening the batting for India?
This will be a huge conundrum, I feel, for the management because they are taken, as you said, three openers: Rohit, Mayank, and Shubman Gill, and two of them have been ruled out due to injury. And there's another potential opener in the squad in the form of KL Rahul, but
Yeah.
the management currently sees him as a backup middle order batsman. So in that case, whoever it is, it will have to be a stopgap replacement at the top. It will probably either be Cheteshwar Pujara or Hanuma Vihari to open if the squad doesn't feel like giving a debut to Abhimanyu Ishwaran, because he's the only other proper opening option remaining, Abhimanyu Ishwaran, and he has not played for India till now.
Yes, he is a new name on the list when I was actually looking at the squad and I didn't really know who he was. So I had to give him a Google search and then
Yeah.
figure out. But yeah, it would be interesting to see Abhimanyu Ishwaran at the forefront of India's batting if he does have an opportunity to open. But again, that's for the BCCI and for the whole Indian team to sort of analyze and see what their options are. But going back to KL Rahul and the other openers, who do you think will be a good fit against England? looking at their batting side, sorry, at their bowling side, because you also have Stuart Broad and James Anderson, who are the potential threats to India's batting.
Yeah, right. So last time around, KL Rahul opened in all 5 matches, and it will be safe to say that he had a torrid time at the top. Like he was not sure about the moving ball, and all England's new ball bowlers troubled him, except for in the last match where he went hell for leather and scored 150 in the fourth innings. So in terms of solidity at the top, I feel that Rohit Sharma's game has developed very quickly, and he has adapted very well to the new ball against the red ball at the top. So even in the WTC final, you must have seen that he got starts in both innings and negotiated Saudi and bowled rather well. So I'm having high hopes on Rohit Sharma's ability to give India starts. Maybe he won't he has a tendency to give starts and not go on to make big scores. You can expect that from him, but also you can expect a solid start on average in the tour. I'm expecting Rohit to fire at the top.
Okay, so moving to the top middle order and the middle order, who do you think has a great chance over there to give England a tough time?
Right. So again, we are everybody is well versed with Virat Kohli's story in England. He went there for the first time in 2014, and he was all at sea against Anderson and Broad. But in 2018, he resurrected himself like only Virat Kohli can. So he'll again be India's main hope in the batting department. One thing's for sure: if Virat Kohli fires, India have a chance. If he doesn't, it will be very tough for India in the series. As for the other batting positions around Virat Kohli, number 3 and number 5, they will also be very important because Pujara and Rahane, they are coming in not in form. So, and they are experienced players who now have the blade hanging over them in terms of selection. So it will be a make or break series for them personally as well as for India, because if one of them or even both of them fire, there's a very good chance that India will win the series.
Okay, so going to the matchups of Pujara and Rahane, who do you think will be able to get the better of them, or do you think they will be able to get the better of England's bowlers?
Yeah, so that is an interesting question because in today's cricket we see a lot of generally in the shorter formats the matchups are given a lot of value, but even in Test cricket we are starting to see teams plan their strategies in terms of what the matchups are. So as for Pujara and Rahane, they don't have Pujara doesn't have a great record against Anderson. He has been dismissed 7 times by Anderson at an average of 27.4. So that is not so great, but you can't say that Anderson has completely had the wood over him, because 27.4, it may be low, but it's not like Pujara hasn't been able to play him at all. On the other hand, Pujara versus Broad is an interesting matchup, which is in favor of Pujara. Broad has gotten Pujara 4 times, and he averages 41.8 against Broad. So that will be an interesting one. That will be one where Pujara will have the advantage and will wish to build on that average. As far as Rahane is concerned, he has unfortunately very poor numbers against both Anderson and Broad. He has been dismissed 6 times by each. Against Anderson, he averages 18.3, and against Broad, he averages 16.5. So that will be an area where he'll look to improve.
Okay. Yeah, so as you have said, Pujara has had a hold over Broad until now, and he should be able to also get the better of Broad in this series that will be coming up soon. So also, what is the situation like with Jadeja, if you have to think about Jadeja after Rahane and Pujara and Virat? What do you think he will have a role to play after?
Yes, Jadeja has transformed into a complete batsman in the last couple of years. He has, you can safely plug him into the side solely for his batting. So there will be a lot of hopes from Jadeja, the batsman, and it will be very important that he delivers, because in the last cycle of overseas tours which India have had, South Africa, England, New Zealand, Australia, everywhere, we've seen that we've either lost or won matches around the lower order. If if our lower order has delivered, we have won, and if our lower order has not delivered and theirs has delivered, we have lost. So Jadeja, Pant, and Ashwin, that 6, 7, 8, that role, that position will be very crucial for India in the series.
Yeah, because we also saw that at the beginning of year when they were at the GABA and when they were in Australia, how
Yeah,
important that lower order was and what their sacrifice was and how they were able to pull off such a good win for India over there. So yeah, that will definitely be. What about Prithvi Shaw and Surya Kumar Yadav who are yet to join? Do you think they have a place in the squad?
in the squad, definitely. At least Prithvi Shaw is
In
around a year
the
back. He
playing
was
11, I mean.
Yeah, yeah. So as I said, that Prithvi Shaw around last year he was the first choice Indian opener. He started in the Adelaide Test, in the infamous Adelaide Test against Australia. So,
Okay.
but like in this series, like by now he has been pushed down the pecking order a lot. But since Mayank and Gill both have been injured, it will be interesting to see if Prithvi gets a chance, because I think as far as I know, both of them will not be available before the third test anyway. So
Okay.
first two tests, someone has to open, and if whoever opens, if he delivers, then I think it's difficult for Prithvi to get into the 11. But there's a high chance that since this series is in England, there's a high chance that openers might not deliver and might fail, and there might be a chance to shuffle at the top. So Prithvi may get a chance towards the last two games of the series, and it will be interesting to see how it goes, because Prithvi is a dasher kind of a batsman, and in these conditions, if you get a good start, if you get say 50 runs in the first hour or so, it puts a huge pressure on the bowling side. So it will be
Yeah.
interesting to see how they go.
Okay, so since we have spoken about the India batting team, we also have to look at the Indian at the England bowling side to see what they have to offer to give our men a tough time when they have to open the innings. So we have spoken about Broad and we have spoken about Anderson. Who else do you think has the potential to really make India shiver?
Yeah, the biggest threat apart from Broad and Anderson will be Sam Curran,
Sam
the
Curran,
guy who
yes.
single-handedly won the previous series in 2018, both with the
Yes.
bat and with the ball. So
Yeah.
he's a proper left-arm swing bowler, provides a different angle and gets generous amount of swing. So it will be very tough facing him in those conditions, and India will have
Mm-hmm.
to find ways to counter him and negotiate him, because if he gets on a roll, he can turn matches in a space of half an hour or an hour, both with the bat and ball. So Sam
Yeah.
Curran will be the biggest threat after Broad and Anderson in my
Yes, and also he's an all-rounder, so also he would have to
opinion.
contribute to the batting side of England. So that will also be very interesting to see how he's able to balance both batting and bowling for England. Okay, so Naman, we have looked at the India batting side, we have looked at the Indian England bowlers, and now we also have to look at the England batting side to see what they have, and we also have to look at our Indian bowlers who could potentially be a threat to England over there. So, looking at these two sides, what do you think will be an optimal condition for India to take over England from the bowling side?
Yeah. So among all the four departments, India's batting, India's bowling, England's batting, and England's bowling, England's batting is the weakest. That is the area where India needs to attack, because they've got Dom Sibley, Rory Burns, and I think Zach Crawley at top and in the top three,
Yes.
and Stokes, who should have batted at 5, he won't be there. So in the entire top order, entire batting order, in fact, they have only one experienced guy in the form of Joe Root. So
Yes.
that will be a huge challenge for England, and it will also be a huge opportunity for England, because if the young guns fire and make huge runs in the series, they can seal the spots and and have a long rope in the England team. But from India's perspective, that will be the biggest area where India need to attack and attack big. And I think that India has the quality in their bowling to dismantle England's batting throughout the series if they get wood over their batting in the first innings of the first test or the second innings of the second test. I find it difficult for England's batting to recover from that throughout the series. I feel that it may go downhill very soon for them.
Yeah, and also I think there will be Josh Butler, who is one more threat to India, and he is a threat in actually all formats. So it's not only safe to say that he is a test batter, but he has also been a potential threat to India, and he has made India weak in the past with his batting. So yeah, so also going to the bowling side of India, we have Bumrah, we have Mohammad Shami, we have Mohammad Siraj. So except these three players, and also what do you think will be their role to play, and also who else except them will have an opportunity to take England down, since we have to attack England?
Right. So India's bowling is they have a lot of options this time around in all departments. They have, I think, six pacers and three spinners, and the primary thing will be instead of how they bowl. First and foremost, the biggest decisions will be in the form of who they pick, because in the last few overseas tours, we have seen that India have lost 50-50 games because they made the wrong selection calls in terms of their bowling balance and bowling lineups. So they'll have to look at the conditions in all of the five grounds and make an assessment and pick their bowling lineup accordingly. I see that Bumrah and Shami are sure starters for me. Even Ishant will be, but I think I'm not sure if he's 100% fit because he got a finger injury, I think, in the WTC final. So it remains to be seen that if he starts in the first match. But even if he doesn't, there is a solid backup option in the form of Mohammad Siraj. And as for the other pacers who are in the squad, there's a great chance that all of them get to play at least one game in the series because it is a long series and will require rotation of the players. So I
Yeah,
see all of them
definitely.
making playing an important role somewhere down the line in the series.
Scheduled to rain during all 5 days of the first test. So that will also obviously have an impact on the pitch. So what's your take on that, Naman?
So ideally, we saw even in the WTC final that India went in with a combination of 3-2 with Jadeja and Ashwin as the two spinners. Uh, I think that provides the best balance to the Indian side, having Jadeja at 7 and Ashwin at 8. But if the conditions are what they are, and I think BCCI released a picture of the pitch 2 days back, and if the pitch remains the same, uh, like uh, you might even there might even be a case for going in with all five pace bowlers. Obviously, it's not realistic, but
Yeah.
looking at the first images of the pitch, I think there's a possibility that only one of Jadeja and Ashwin play, and Shardul
Okay.
Thakur gets a game at number 8.
Yes. So yeah, Naman, we have gone over the teams, we have gone over the important matchups, we have gone over the pitch and the weather conditions, which obviously we hope goes in favor of the game and both of the teams, so that there's a fair, battle between India and England that we all, as spectators, are also looking forward to, that we can only watch on our TV screens, but also there will be a full capacity in all the five stadiums for the series that will be played across England. So that's also one good thing. And also they will be playing with the dark Duke's ball, which is which will be an interesting factor to see how the ball also plays a role in the game. Because earlier in India we have used the SG, and in Australia we have used the Kookaburra. So that has also impacted the game in certain ways with the spin and the seam and everything. So yeah, we'll, I guess, have to cross our fingers and see how things panned out.
Yeah, totally. Well summed up. I think one point which we have missed out is that uh, Virat Kohli and his record with tosses, that will be
Oh.
a huge factor, because in tours and series like this, toss plays a huge role.
Yeah.
And uh, I just wish that Kohli gets a little lucky with the tosses and maybe wins 2 or 3 out of the 5, if not 5. And
Yeah.
India will have a good chance. Then, like, I'm not saying that like it will be like win the toss and win the match, but it will
Yeah.
definitely be an advantage.
Yeah. I mean, just whatever can make India smooth sail over there
Yeah, exactly.
and make things go in our favor. But thank you so much, Naman. It's been great having you talking about this upcoming series. And yeah, hope to see more of you on Rational Roundup for more analysis in the future.